I want to share with you some of the things that I do when I feel like I need to get back to my center. Things that have been working for me, and if you have anything to recommend to me, um, leave it in the comments because we need all the help that we can get, right? So, one of the things that I do is I stretch. Sometimes I follow a yoga video, but just the talking and watching someone else sometimes will throw me off. I'll just stretch. I'll just sit and I'll stretch. I'll close my eyes and I'll just pay attention to where I have tension. And then I'll try to figure out, okay, what's bothering me at this moment or what has been bothering me this week. And I try to release it. And I try to, if I'm upset with anybody, I try to understand whatever has occurred and then forgive them and move on inside of myself, regardless of how they behave, inside myself. And sometimes we have bigger trauma, right? Sometimes we've been carrying old trauma for so long that we don't even notice it's there anymore because it's been there for so long. But as you continue to do this type of practice, you will realize like, oh my God, I have old trauma. Maybe I'm eating my emotions and that's why I'm always like snacking or nervous. Or maybe I bite my nails and that's why, I have that anxiety and that's why I'm biting my nails. Or I hyperventilate sometimes and I get in certain situations, or if I'm in traffic, I get upset. And sometimes it's old trauma that's just sitting there, and every once in a while it will just all come to the surface. So one really interesting technique that I've developed, and I don't know if I've seen it somewhere or how it came about, is I know that I have childhood traumas that still affect me today. And sometimes when it comes up, what I'll do is I will close my eyes. I will go back to the moment when the trauma happened. I will see myself as a child and me as myself right now as an adult, as a woman, as a Muslim. I go back to that child and I give that child whatever she needed. I give that girl whatever she needed. If I felt like at that moment I needed a hug and nobody hugged me, I needed somebody to tell me what happened to you was wrong and I'm sorry that happened to you and I'm going to protect you now, or whatever it is that I needed at that moment, I go back in my mind as an adult and I hug that child, or I say that thing to that child. And I feel like in that, I almost go back in time and heal myself, and I feel so much lighter after I do that. I feel like it was addressed. A lot of the times it's not that we want somebody to fix what happened, because there's no going back. You can't fix. You just want somebody to address it. And sometimes you don't get that. So you have to self-soothe and figure out what works for you. How can you heal yourself in your own mind, in your own soul, in your own heart? How can you release that heaviness from your chest? How can you release that tension from your body? How can you target why you're eating a certain way, why you're avoiding certain things? And it's because we're not loving to ourselves. Maybe you don't go for that walk. It's not because you're lazy. A lot of the times it's like you don't feel like you're worth that walk. We have a lot of self-worth issues, and until we deal with them, we're just gonna be sitting ducks for people that want to take advantage of our weaknesses, or we're just going to be sitting ducks for our very own selves. I feel like God saves us from ourselves a lot. We do a lot of stupid things because we have issues that we haven't dealt with. So I just want to make these type of videos, and I want to maybe even continue with this if this is something you guys are interested in hearing about. But like the kind of conversations that I have with my friends, I feel like they're so deep And we all relate to each other in such a strong way that this has to be something that other women are going through. We need to put ourselves first, and we need to not feel bad about it. And we need to do it with such confidence that the other person receives it, and we never ever want to give that information in a way that's negative. We want to say, listen, I want to be better for myself and for you, and this is what I need for that to happen. So I just want to encourage you to take care of yourself. Even though now I'm an esthetician and I'm giving facials, I don't think I ever even spent money to get a facial for myself before I was interested in skincare the way that I am. I think my first facial was like 2 years ago or something like that. That's really crazy. And it wasn't because I didn't want to spend for a facial in terms of like receiving the facial, but I just thought it wasn't worth it. And I'm like, okay, it's not worth it. It's not that it's not worth it. I didn't feel like I was worth spending that, because if I had to spend $200 on buying a gift for someone, I would have very easily feel like that was worth it. I would spend that money on somebody else very easily and feel good about it. But if I was to spend half of that on myself, for some reason, it would come with some guilt. No, spend that money on yourself, not in a selfish way, in a self-full way, in a whole self way. Go and get that facial. Go and get that massage. Go and see the chiropractor, which I'm laughing because I've been saying that I'm going to go see a chiropractor forever and I just don't want to spend the money. I'm going to go and I'm going to go do that because I feel like I deserve it. If I feel healthy, I'm going to be more efficient and beneficial to my family. If you have that nice perfume, put it on. If you have that nice outfit that you want to wear, you know what? Dress up. And sometimes that thing to do, that event will find you. I remember sometimes where I would just get dressed and I would find like, oh, okay, I'm just going to look cute today. And then somebody will call me like, Haley, you want to go here? Be kind to yourself. And I feel like the world, the universe, the energy, God, the source will match what you show it. So I hope this was beneficial to you guys. Let me know if you agree with what I'm saying. Let me know if you struggle with any self-worth issues or putting yourself before others. And let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about in terms of this, or any stories that you have where you stood up for yourself and put yourself first. I really would love to see that. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I will put the link below, and check out the description for any updates. I might add some information in there. All right. Assalamu alaikum, and be kind to yourself. Peace and blessings.